Good morning. It is Monday. We're gonna have a little cozy productive day today. I have lots of projects that are just so close to being finished. So today I'm like re-motivated, reinvigorated to get all of those things just completed. The very first one is my photo albums project, which I started months and months ago, and I got it pretty much done. And then I needed one more, basically some more little containers for the photos. And I ordered that, and by the time it came in, I had already lost interest in the project. So it really doesn't require much. I'm gonna watch some of my favorite YouTubers while I finish that up, and then we can mark that project done and I can get started on a new one. All right, you can tell that I really gave up on this because I just kind of tucked it all away. So I just need this. I really did not do anything with it. I came in and I did nothing. These are the other two photo albums. This is the one that we did finish. See how satisfying that is? All those photo albums just in these little cases now. Okay, so let's go do this. So this is the reason why I'm doing this project, because these photo albums are just falling apart. So instead of carting around photo albums that are falling apart, I'm just taking all the photos out and I'm putting them inside of these photo cases. And then eventually I want to make a photo book. I do have to scan them because all of these were pre-digital cameras. Scan them and then make a photo book, but that's kind of more part 2, and that's a later. I don't need to worry about that right now. But right now what I want to do is get rid of all the photo albums and just get all the photos nice and organized into their own little cases. We are done. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 empty photo albums, and it ended up being, these are some wedding ones that I just need to add to another. So let's see what we've got. Let me turn you around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have lots of empty ones here. But we're done. I can check this off. The next step, of course, is to scan and make photo books, but that is not a pressing issue right now. I'm just happy that this is all done. Let's start this pattern. Except I'm going to skip this because I don't have my white yarn right now. We're just going to start with the arms. We're going to use this yarn. This is Parfait Chunky in Teddy Bear. We got our fort.
I made it with her. This was my room. I decorated. We have the snacks, and then Mommy's sewing room that she decorated.
Finishing up her bunny and watching The Little Mermaid. We just finished the live action one, and now we're watching the original. Crunchy roll. Okay, so one of the projects that I'm working on is making a little paint your own gingerbread house kit for the craft club. Do you guys remember when I went to my first craft club event a couple weeks back? I reached out to the organizer. She and I have become friends on Instagram, and I told her, hey, if you ever need anything like laser cut or laser engraved, please let me know, because I would love to give back and like be able to help with some of the craft stuff that you guys do. So we decided on this little gingerbread house kit, and so I'm doing a test cut so I can take pictures and everything for all the marketing materials. But yeah, we should be doing this for craft club in like 2 to 3 weeks, I think. So let's do a test cut and see how this thing comes together. Okay, we're all done cutting. Let's take a look. Super cute. All right, let's assemble it. I'm not gonna paint it just yet. I feel like the scoring could be a little bit darker, but let's go ahead and take it out of here and let's see. Very cute. And then we're gonna have some paints there so everybody can paint all their pieces and then be able to glue them on. So yay! Awesome. Okay, I love that. Okay, I just looked at the picture of the actual file, and this is how it's supposed to look, which is so cute. Okay, I love that. So let me send this over to her and then we'll see about sizing, because this is actually quite a bit larger than I think the original is. So let me just check with her, but I think it's so cute. Hello. Okay, so it is Wednesday. So backstory, remember when I did the Halloween costumes? Well, I had posted it on my TikTok, and this gal was like, oh, I live in your neighborhood. I went to your house for trick-or-treating. And she asked if I was ever up for doing like coffee and craft day. I was so excited. So yeah, so we're going over to her house, and she thought of everything. She is making lunch. She's got a craft. And so I didn't know what else I could bring, so I ended up getting just like a little sweet to bring, and then also I cut this little paint kit for her daughter, and now I'm just filling up the little paint pots with all the different color paint. And unfortunately I don't have washable paint. All I have is acrylic paint, and her daughter is little, so hopefully that'll be okay. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm headed over there in about 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna fill up these little paint pots, and then I've got these little paint brushes to go with the little kit, and then I figured I'd put it in a cute little box and then go and meet a new friend. And yeah, hopefully I won't be awkward and weird, because sometimes I get like that with new people. Okay, so while I do this, let's have a little chatty chat. So it was so random that this gal found me on TikTok. It's so funny because I have been telling my best friend, who doesn't live here, how like I think I've been really lonely, just because I don't really know anybody here that has the same lifestyle as me. Most of my friends who I've met here I love, and I would love to spend more time with them, but they work during the day, and so it's been kind of like hard to find somebody that I can hang out with during the day. Oh, look how perfectly that went in there. And we've been here now 2.5 years. We're getting ready to leave in like 6 months. And I think I just kind of gave up on finding friends. I was just like, well, it is what it is. We're gonna leave in 6 months, so, you know, I'm just not even gonna try. And then this happened, and so I'm really excited. And she's got a little girl, so she stays home. She's a younger stay-at-home mom, I think. I'm okay with that. As long as it's somebody that has similar interests. I don't care, like, if our kids are not the same ages, and if we're not the same age. Some of my like best friends are in their 20s, so I am totally fine with that. It's just a matter of finding people who have like similar interests. Okay, so I've got my paint, I've got the little kit here, and then I just put some tape on the back so that it all stays together, and then when they're ready to assemble it and they can pop it out, I'm just gonna grab a little box. I've got these little boxes that I use for my shop. Let me make sure this fits in there. So that will go in there, okay. So I'm just gonna get some fill and put that in there. All right. So I've got some fill, a little kit in here, paint, maybe we should put paint on. And then brush or two. Do this little one. Yay! I think that's so cute. So hopefully her daughter will like that. And I just don't want to come empty-handed. Anyways, so I'm gonna head off and go make a new friend. And then we have a couple other things I still need to do. So I'll show you a little preview. But this is a project that I'm making for a friend of mine, and I can't really show you because I need to glue these letters down, but it's a card holder. So her daughters have gotten into Uno, but you know when you're little, like you can't really hold your cards. So she sent me an idea off of Etsy, and I was like, oh, I think I can do that. So we're gonna make that a little bit later. I don't know what else we've got going on. So we'll come back and we'll hang out and chat a little bit. For right now, I'm gonna go and make a new friend, and I'll report back, let you know how it goes. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, I am back from our little craft day, and it was so much fun. I'm so glad that I went, and we made these little mosaic trays. They're so cute. And I'm just waiting for them to dry, and then we'll do like a little grout thing. Let me show you the kit that she got. So she got these kits at Target, and it was just so much fun. We had so many things in common. Viewpoints, I don't know. It was just so nice. It was so nice to have like a friend that's kind of in the same, not the same stage of life, but has the same interests and has the same lifestyle. So yeah, so that was wonderful. I'm so glad that we got to do that. Okay, so there's that. Let me show you this other craft that we're working on. These are the little card holders that I showed you right before I went. And these are 3D printed letters, but they're not adhered because I didn't print them in one step. So now I'm just going to glue them on. And we used this product when I made the mask for Halloween, but I think I'm just going to use E6000 just because this is a little bit more liquidy and messy. So I'm going to get the E6000 and a little paintbrush, and we're going to try that together. Okay, so that craft is done. I don't know if I'm gonna reprint the stands to go with them because I don't honestly know if she even wants the stands. So I'll ask her before we finish that, but I think they turned out pretty cute.
colors. Summer love. Lonesome dove folded on the lawn chair in all the colors.
Take too much off and then
Summer love.
sponge that off.
Remember when we were getting.
Alright, here we go. That is the finished product. Of course, it's still a little bit wet, so it will need to dry, but that's pretty much it. I love it. I think it's so cute. Well, we made it to Friday. I have some friends coming in tomorrow for a little Hawaiian vacation. So I'm gonna end this little vlog here and I will catch you in the next one where I show my friends around the island. So I'll get to show you around the island too. I hope you enjoyed coming along this week and I will see you next week. Bye.